each and every one of you. Well, this is Servant David. And if you're looking for health awareness, elevation, games, stories, songs, comedy, and more, then come check me out. Servant David Show. Holly man and woman, them know. Content we and you start grow. Stop right just so we all the info. You hear the name in the intro. It's the Servant David Show. So comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to share me out. Yeah, Servant David said love, manners, and elevation. Let's greetings each and every one of you. Well, this is Servant David. And if you're looking for health awareness, elevation, games, stories, songs, comedy, and more, then come check me out. Servant David Show. Holly man and woman, them know. Content we your channel start grow. Stop right just so we all the info. You hear the name in the intro. It's the Servant David Show. So comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to share me out. Yeah, Servant David said love, manners, and elevation. Blessed greetings, y'all. Servant David with something else for y'all. You know, every time I come, I try to come a little bit different. Well, this one here is a topic that me and my best friend gonna have. Getting to know Servant David, questions and all of that. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. But I mentioned him. You know what I mean? And y'all gonna finally meet him today. You heard? This is Mills. All right. So today we're having a little topic, and I want y'all to just go on listening, and down below, post your comments and your views of what you think about it. You heard? Yeah, so what we gonna talk about here? What's going on? Start it off.
Relationships, women, you know, the male perspective, the male point of view. I think that the problem in relationships is women think men are so simple, but we're not. We way more. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
Greetings, y'all. Servant David with something else for y'all. You know, every time I come, I try to come a little bit different. Well, this one here is a topic that me and my best friend gonna have. Getting to know Servant David, questions and all of that. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. But I mentioned him. You know what I mean? Today, you heard? This is Mills. All right. So today we're having a little topic, and I want y'all to just go on listening, and down below, post your comments and your views of what you think about it. You heard? Yeah, so what we're gonna talk about here? What's going on? Start it off.
Relationships, women, the male perspective, the male point of view. I think that the problem in relationships is women think men are so simple, and we're not. We way more. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? We way more
Complicated?
complex than women think. On a level that women think men are, we're up here. As far as how we think, it takes simple shit to please us. So you feed us, you act like you care. Feel me? Simple shit to please us. Simple shit to give a man good morale. A kiss, I love you. Feel me? Simple shit. And the man can go out there and conquer the world.
I agree with you. I agree, but I kind of look at it on both sides as well. You understand? Because sometimes a lot of women, men too. Listen, it's like for every action, there's a reaction, and every individual is exactly that. They're an individual, which means they handle things different. They certain things may bother them that normally wouldn't bother you or the next female, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So at times you gotta be considerate. I don't know if that's the right word I'm using, but be considerate and never make a action while you upset or mad. Always stay humble, stay calm, and react like for instance, like let's say, all right, I'm just trying to think of a scenario here. You have kids with someone, with your man, your baby father. All right, we're gonna cut straight to the point with your baby father or whatever, and it don't work out with y'all, and he's out there doing his thing. Y'all still communicate, et cetera, but he's out there doing this thing, whether it's hustling, working with other chicks, whatever it may be. While you, as a female, you feel some type of way because you wanna like have some type of gorilla glue on a brother. You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all use use a kid you may have, and expect certain things. And from the get up, I think it's unfair. You women are unfair all around in a way. Most of y'all, some of y'all, because even from the y'all. It took both. It took. I hear you. That's why I kind of want to explain. But it took both of y'all. It took both of y'all to have sex. It took both of you guys to create that child. So both of you, regardless of what, should always have some say so. It should be joint say so. Now, most women, they fussy about the name of the child, whether it's boy or girl. And no matter what name the guy say, it's like if the female don't agree with it, let's back up a little bit. Let's say y'all have the sex and you get pregnant. Now from the get up, he knew he wasn't financially stable. You knew he wasn't financially stable. And you knew by having unprotected sex, you could get pregnant. So you both went into that knowing what it is. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm against abortion, but he feels like you should not get an abortion, that you should get an abortion or give it up for adoption. You say, no, I'm going to keep my child, right there. And I carried him for 9 months, which is true, but it's both. If he didn't ejaculate inside of you, you wouldn't have got pregnant. So it's him and you. It's both of you. It's a joint thing. It's no longer just boom, boom. It's this. So he doesn't have the decision to say, okay, yeah, keep it, whatever. Then you go have it, and you stress him about child support and this and that. And I'm not sticking up for deadbeats and all of that. This is a whole different type of topic, kind of little all-around topic, but it's like a females versus guys. Would you say?
Yeah, but we can't. At the end of the day, we can't say certain things about females because all females doesn't fall into that category, and then so we have to generalize the conversation. Feel me? You can't say, "Oh, a woman is gonna," because you got some women out there that'll give you the option. You know what I'm saying? You got some women out there that that's not going to take the child's file or the child support. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have some women that will. So we just have to generalize it a little bit more and say something like, most women goes through their man's phone. You understand what I'm saying?
But you got some men that go through their women's phone.
Exactly, you do.
I think everybody is the same. Meaning, like, there are good, there are bad. There are some guys who do this and some women who do that. There are some girls. Some guys go out there and they have sex with multiple women, and it's cool. A girl go out there and she
life is not fair like that. See, the problem is women are thinking that they are entitled to everything that a man has, or everything that a man's entitled to, when you're not. A man is not entitled to everything that a woman is entitled to. Feel me? If that was the case, it would be no his and hers, or no You understand what I'm saying? A man and a woman will go in the same bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? A woman will be as strong as a man physically. A man is not as strong as a woman.
I don't know. You got some women out there that'll put it on you.
You got some.
That'll whoop that.
You got some. That's not the majority.
Knock you out.
That's not the majority, though. You have some. Meaning that the majority is not. For a woman to be stronger than me, she gotta probably be on steroids or something. Feel me? And that's for any woman. That's for 90%, 95% of women. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So at the end of the day, feel me, everything is not fair. Everything is not, we wasn't created in fairness. Feel me? We were, but we wasn't. Because a woman is stronger in other ways that a man is not. See, women could handle if a man is sleeping with another female. You understand what I'm saying? You can forgive it. Most women can forgive a man if he's truly sorry. A man can't forgive.
That's not true.
We not talking about something. See, you keep bringing that something in there.
But it's a fact.
Talking about something. We talking about majority. The majority of men, the majority of women. Feel me? If you did a survey of cases, feel me? Most of the women that you had that's in that case, in them cases, would been cheated on and stayed with the man. Most men in that survey would have been cheated on and wasn't in that same type of relationship that they wasn't before they got cheated on. Feel me? I'm not saying a man didn't still deal with the female, but they were no longer in a committed relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
We wasn't built to deal with things.
But most women don't cheat on their committed relationship. Some do, like you said. Most don't. Most men do.
That's a fact.
You know.
Well, it's not a fact. It's not the majority of women probably not going to cheat if they're. I mean, it goes back.
They know they have a solid relationship.
It goes back to what I was saying though. As far as a man is not built for the same things a woman is built for. Women are receivers. Women receive sperm. They have a baby. They push the baby out. Feel me? Everything that's going on within those walls that you call home, the woman is affected by it, whether it's good or bad. You understand what I'm saying? So for the woman to receive the possibility of being pregnant by a man outside of her home when she has a man in her home is highly unlikely. It happens, but it's highly unlikely. Feel me? If she's happy. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
A man could be happy with his woman and see a shiny new toy, and just then he's I want that shiny new toy. You understand what I'm saying? But you're happy at home. What changes when it comes to men? When men get that out of their system is when they say it ain't even worth it. They still see the shiny new toy. It's just not worth it now. Feel me? It look good for, it look good, yeah, but I ain't got time for that. It ain't worth it. Because they know the shit they're gonna have to go through at home if they get caught out. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it ain't worth it. When you young and you got energy, it might be worth it. When you don't got all that energy no more, when you older you don't have the same energy, it ain't worth it no more. And it's based on the level of maturity that a man has at the end of the day. At the same time, feel me? A woman's job too is to make sure that a man knows it's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying? You have to let a man know. You have to give a man enough to where he will fight, unconsciously fight, until.
But what would you say, like a man? Would you say a man gets part of his strength through a woman?
Women are our first teachers.
Okay, that's where I was going.
A woman is your first.
That's where I was going.
A woman is your first teacher.
My best friend told y'all.
So at the end of the day,
great minds.
At the end of the day, everything you learn comes from your mother.
They say behind every good man is a good woman.
In the first 7 years, of a man's life, everything you learn comes from your mother. You can learn things from your father too.
And that's how it was in ancient days in Africa. Most of the things
that you learn, the fathers was always out hunting, hunting and making sure that everything.
Mama kept the house together.
Will be good home.
Right.
Feel me? But because of that fact, but see, women are not the same anymore.
Neither are men.
Women are not the same. Men neither. Men,
there are a few who still open up doors and stuff like that for women.
I still do that.
Me too.
But at the same time, like but it depends on the female too. Feel me? I won't open up doors for all females. Feel me? When you were like, if I'm going into a store and I don't know you or something, you a female, I open the door for you. Old women, I open it because I was raised with respect. So at the end of the day, that's something that just come naturally to me. But as far as getting out my car and opening the door for a female, and you have to be a certain type of female for me to do that. It's just because I blend in with all aspects of life. If you ratchet, I'm gonna treat you ratchet. If you a lady, I'm gonna treat you like a lady. And you ain't gotta be my girl. You can just be my friend. Feel me? But if you a lady, I'm gonna treat you like a lady. That's just how I was raised. I ain't gonna do no more than what you will do for yourself. But at the same time, you know, I think the social media and all this shit is good and bad, because at the end of the day, I feel like certain people abuse it. Personally, that's how I feel. I feel like certain people abuse social media because, like, I've seen stuff on social media like women posting men DMing them. But you on social media with your titties out, twerking, this and that. What do you think is going to happen when you doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
A man is going to, a man that's into a woman not being a lady is going to like it. And he's going to DM you because he feels like that's what you want him to do by showing him that. Then you would say, okay, men ain't shit, but you teaching us how to be not shit.
Well, I wouldn't.
Hold on, because it don't. My opinion don't stop there. You gotta listen to the whole thing. You're teaching us how not to be shit, because at the end of the day, you're not requiring respect. Feel me? When you don't require respect, you don't get shown respect. Then you say, oh, men ain't shit and this and that, and men are all dogs and all that. But at the end of the day, you gotta have a certain type of respect for yourself. How can a man deal with a female, feel me, and he feels like you're giving what you give him to the rest of the world? He get to see you in lingerie, so the rest of the world. He get to see you, you know what I'm saying, twerk, so the rest of the world. He get to see your titty, so the rest of the world. He get to see everything that's going on in your life, who you have a problem with, what private things that you talk to him about and behind closed doors. So does the rest of the world. What's special about him and the guy that's DMing you? What sets him aside from the guy that's DMing you? Nothing.
You see,
the other guy is in your life just how he in your life. Well, that's how the man that's in your life feels.
Like you said, the woman, they dress this way and they post these things and da. You see, okay, men are designed to reproduce. Women are designed to attract, to take, receive, as he said. So that's why it seems like a lot of times it's always sex on a man's mind. Because but to reproduce, you have to have sex. So that's why it seems like that. But scientifically proven, a man is designed to, created to reproduce. So the woman, from beginning, that's how it was. God had Adam. He made Adam. He took the rib from Adam and gave it to Eve. Okay? Eve went, let's say it was an apple. There's all kind of controversies over that. But Eve went and did what God said don't do and brought it to her husband. My thing is, where the hell was her husband but we're not going there anyways. But gives it to him to trick him or whatever, not knowing she was tricking him. But yeah, they dress like that, and they do it because they know that it attracts us. It's like a magnet. So we gonna look, like my boy said, what do you expect us to do? Or some of us to do? You know, you gotta, if you get, I don't want, well, to be honest, I don't, guy or woman, I don't want y'all around me if y'all don't got respect for yourself. If you don't got love for yourself, I don't want you around me. You know what I mean? So if you can't love yourself first, how in the world are you gonna love someone else? Do you guys even understand the meaning of love? That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, women, they know what they're doing when they dress certain ways. You know, and men, they know what they're doing. I don't think they know I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they know how to dress certain ways,
I don't think that they know how deep that they're destroying the next generation, or what their future is going to look like, or you understand what I'm saying? I don't think they know that, because it's a mentality thing. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even want if I meet a female via Facebook, via whatever, blah blah blah, whatever site. If I meet a female and she's showing me titties and ass and all of that, I'm never going to take her serious. Never. You can never be my girl, ever. We can have fun, but you but you can't be my girl. Nah, that ain't happening. Because everybody else has seen the same thing I done seen. A man want to know that what he getting is something special. And he's not even going to take the time to see if it's special if he know that everybody else got it.
So then why does a man even go mess around with a woman?
For the reason you just said.
Because
we was put here to reproduce. People was on this planet to reproduce and pass on information. That's it. Those two things. That's why you're born and then you die. Only two things you're supposed to do while you're born and die is reproduce and pass on information for the next generation to reproduce and pass on information. That's why they have libraries with books, and books help pass on information. That's why they have dictionaries, encyclopedias, and all that type of shit, and Google, and to pass on information. Everything is about information and reproducing. If you don't reproduce, the race or the whatever human race or whatever, it will go extinct.
Why
like every other
why you think women are so emotional, or more emotional than men?
They're not. Women are not more emotional than men. Men have been taught not to show their emotions. Women are not more emotional than men. Men are way more emotional than women. That's why people are dying in the streets. That's why it's all over emotion. You understand what I'm saying? That's why if somebody kills somebody, only when you go to another race do people kill each other for the craziest reasons. They crazy, or they go insane. When it comes to the black culture, we kill each other over emotional shit. He talked shit about me. Or my girl cheated on me with him. Or she, it's all emotional shit. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's why wars have been started. History over women. Emotional shit. I'm not talking about.
And wars have.
I'm not talking about neighborhood against a neighborhood or a gang against a gang. I'm talking about a country against a country. Wars have been started over women. Or because he said something I didn't like. I don't care if you say something I don't like. But that wars have been started over that. So it's like, women are not more emotional, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna give you an example why they are not. A woman, if me and you have a falling out, or one of us disrespect the other, we probably never talk again. You see what I'm saying? Two women disrespect each other. They might not talk for however long, 90 days to maybe a year or two, but they'll end up being friends again. Eventually.
A man, it take years, and even after years,
sometimes
most men still have that animosity, even though the other dude is like squash it or whatever. They run into each other in the store 30 years later. One of them or both of them still got that animosity towards the other.
I'm gonna give you a classic one. This is one that's mostly in the hood. Two females, they're best friends. One female fucks the other female's man. Feel me? They'll stop.
77, thank you for coming. I'm not sure what exactly was a spam, but don't worry about it. It was just a warning. It's something that Nightbot must have picked up and said it was a spam, but don't worry about it. Just be careful of certain words that you use. That may have been the emojis or something, but don't worry about it.
Talking for a while, but they'll be friends again. But they both will probably never talk to the man again. But if vice versa, it's a different. Oh yeah, big difference. Somebody might die. Big difference. Somebody might die. I'm just saying. I know I'm more emotional than the female. I know that for a fact. Would you? This is just off the top of my head. I don't know why. I just thought about it, but would you date or mess with your family members or your best friend's ex? No. Even if the ex was years ago. And I knew they was together at some point? You knew or you heard? No. My best friend told y'all. Just like me. I've been in a situation like that before, where I didn't know, because I had a cousin that I was dating his baby mother, but I didn't know that cousin at the time, because I have a real big family, and a lot of my cousins, that's like second or third cousin, I don't know them. So he's not a first cousin. I didn't grow up with him, feel me? But I was dating his baby mother, and when I found out, I knew who he was, but I didn't know he was related to me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I found out that he was related to me, we cut off the relationship. Okay. And now we're just like real good friends. Nothing sexual, romantic at all. Just real good, you know. All right. Back to the women versus men. What would you say? Who would you say is like gets more stress when it comes to maintaining a household? The man or the woman? Who goes through more? Who is more pressured? It depends. See, this back like years ago, the answer would be different than it is now. See, years ago, I'm not talking about in the 2000s. I'm talking about, go back to the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. Can we go back at that far? Men were more stressed. That's why men were dying before the women were. if you look at most families, the women, your grandfather died before your grandmother. Feel me? Because your grandfather, there's a lot of big families that came up in the 80s and the 70s, and you understand what I'm saying? I was born in the 80s, so
I was in the 70s, and my grandfather died before my grandmother.
That's why, because men was holding down their shit. So a man constantly has stress. There's no stress in the house.
Guys, we're best friends, but sometimes we disagree. So I beg to disagree. Listen. Especially if there's kids in the house.
You know what? You let me finish though. Okay. You gotta let me finish. There's no the stress of dealing with something you love every day. Yeah, it can be stressful, but you love a kid unconditionally. Feel me? It's happiness. It's a happiness that's coming with that stress. It's all type of, feel me? So at the end of the day, there's really no stress in the house. It's a hard job that's that you have to be consistent at every day. But the stress of dealing with society on a day-to-day, on an everyday basis, feel me? To have all the weight on your shoulders as being a provider.
Wow. More stressful.
It's way more stressful.
Way more stressful.
Feel me? Because you in the house, you don't got to worry about a superior at work talking to you crazy or disrespecting you or calling you out your name or none of that. Feel me? When you in the house raising kids, you don't have to deal with the disrespects of society that you see every day. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I did time in prison, and when I used to call home and I used to ask how was everything going or what's going, they used to tell me, "Oh, you lucky you're in there because you don't have to deal with
what's out here.
This is paying bills and doing this and doing that and making sure this is straight, that is straight, making sure making sure this is straight, that is straight." I mean, you have to deal with that. So once you get out here, and now you had a fantasy, and if you're not dealing with reality, and you had a fantasy of how things are going to be when you come home, and the reality hits you, now it's serious. Now you stressing. Now it's elements around you, drugs, alcohol, doing the wrong thing, and all these elements is around you, and you got to deal with it. Feel me? Now, if a woman is not getting that sense of what you call security, stability from a man, then she has a lot of stress because now you're taking on both jobs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And things change once women's rights change. And
I feel like women work so hard to be so equal with men that it should be more of a 50-50 thing.
I don't think so.
You know what I mean? Women shouldn't be expected to just stay home or whatever. But if they want to go out there and work, and they are able to go out there and work, then go out there and work.
If a woman works,
go out there and get that money to keep that house together, to come together with the man.
If a woman works, it's not going to be 50-50.
How?
Because you don't know how to handle no kids and none of that.
So some men don't know how to handle kids. There are many men that do. There are some single fathers. There's more single mothers than single fathers, but there are you got a lot of men that can. But you got a majority of the men that don't get the opportunity to prove that.
Might be on the side.
You know what I mean?
Might be on the
Even from down to holding a baby. You and your girl have a baby, She's holding the baby. You about to hold it the first time. Don't be careful how you before you even, man, get out of here. They're trying to tell you how to let you do. And some men are way better caregivers or care providers, like, than women. But I think the man, when it comes to maintaining our household, the man is more stressed, whether he's living in the household or not. Especially if he's not, especially if he has more than one household to provide for, plus his own. You got some guys out there that have multiple baby mothers or just even one, and they provide so much they don't got nowhere for themselves. They sleep in their cars over their boy house. A lot of times that's why some men have multiple women, so they can have somewhere to sleep. Some men out there hustling in the streets and doing what they got to do to make sure that a family is right. Boom, boom, boom. He ain't got nowhere to put his head. He barely got anything to save up, and then he got to go through all the other stress while he hustling. So now he out there. He know winter is coming up. So what do? Check the statistics. Wintertime, jails get more intake. Why? They got somewhere warm to sleep. So for the winter, they kind of chill out. They know they'll be back in a little bit. So yeah, men, they got it. They got it more stressful. Anyways, that's it for today. Women versus men. Y'all comment down below. Tell me what y'all think. Elevation all the time.
The right care at the right times. Plus 20.
Well, this is Servant David, and I want to welcome you to the Servant David show. Yeah, that's how it go. Yeah, well, this one here is just a preview of a contest that I'm putting on of part 2 of how well do you know Servant David. Yeah, first place will receive $300 US currency. Second place will receive $25 phone credit. And third place, well, you just gotta come see what third place will receive. Yeah, this will take place October 5th, 2021. October 5th, 2021 at 12 p.m. That will be 11 a.m. in Jamaica. Yeah, so just make it a date and don't be late. And as usual, Servant David said, love, manners, and elevation. Let's greetings each and every one. Well, this is Servant David. And if you're looking for health awareness, elevation, games, stories, songs, comedy, and more, then come check me out. Servant David Show. Hot man and woman, them know. Content for your channel start grow. Stop right up. Let's greetings each and every one of you. This is Servant David. And if you're looking for health awareness, elevation, games, stories, songs, comedy, and more, then come check me out. Servant David Show. Holly man and woman, them know. Content for your channel start grow. Stop right just so we all the info. Your name in the intro. This is Servant David Show. So comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to share me out, yeah? Servant David sell out mothers and elevation.
Well, hello, I'm Ralph. And whenever I elect YouTube, I always go and check out Servant David on Storytime Sundays. The stories he tells with morals you have got to go and see. And not just Storytime Sunday, but also Sabbath Saturdays, the day before Storytime Sundays. You got to go and check it out. The man, I tell you, I can't tell you anymore. If I do, I go away.
Well, hey, folks, my name is Elevation Smurf, and when I listen to YouTube, I go and check out Servant David on Storytime Sunday. The stories he tells has so much valuable morals and information for each and everyone. You have got to go and check him out. So go on over, comment, like, subscribe, and share. I hope to see you there.
So, man, my name is Delano, and I'm the pimpest pimp of all the pimps. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as a pimp, well, I got to have my music. So when I love to hear music, I always check out Servant David on YouTube. Ain't no other music show like that show on that day, let me tell you. Servant David, you guys got to go check him out. Like, comment, and subscribe, yeah? And you know that pimps don't always stick to the scripts. So this ain't the script I can't really keep following. But simply, Servant, you better have my money. Cause this one ain't free, baby.
Well, I'm Frank in a car. When I go to YouTube, I check out Servant David on Games and More Tuesday. Oh boy, I just love games. Oh boy, tell Servant David, comment, like, subscribe. Oh boy.
You know, when I listen to YouTube, I go and I check out Servant David on Games and More Tuesdays. The games that he had, oh my gosh, like never have I ever. Oh my goodness, facts. Truths about Servant David. YouTube Feud. You gotta come see it. Man, Games and More Tuesday. Come check it out. Servant David.
Well, mama, I tell you, it just warmed my heart when I found out that Servant David was doing health awareness Wednesdays on YouTube. I tell you, it just blessed my heart. It blessed the information that he gives us is so important. You guys have got to go check out. Tell a friend to subscribe, comment, and like and share. Servant David on YouTube. Health Awareness Wednesdays. I tells you. Nena. Or kiss me neck. Whenever you come to Thursday upon the Servant David show. Quick, come look here. Come check him out. Servant David ain't rotten. Him have a couple more screws loose in my head and the kitchen in my table. Trust me,
normal. If you want a good laugh, you come over and comedy Thursday. Yeah, I'm a favorite, yeah. You know.
Well, hello guys. My name is Swag. And whenever I watch YouTube, I always check out Servant David on Elevation Fridays, where he elevates other YouTubers. What?
This is a public service announcement, and I want America to know that this is a public service announcement to Servant David. Now, Servant David, I know that you did not vote for me. And what doesn't surprise me is that you did not vote for the other guy neither. But I want you to know that I did subscribe to you. So I will be looking forward to getting a lot of good content from you. I hope you vote for me next run. Man, come on. Got some things in prize.
I got some things on the notification bell. Servant David, man.